Okay, guys. So we're blendering it. I'm gonna blend her. Yeah, pull up. I'm gonna pull up the stream here. I'm gonna blend her. What? Yeah, pull up. Why do I sound so deep? I'm gonna pull up the stream. Hold up. I'm gonna blend her. What? Yeah, pull up. Why do I sound so deep? Let me, fix this. Hold on. It feels weird, like, I think I need to make my voice high pitched. Let me see that. Hurry up. This. Hold on. Bro, what's wrong with my mic? It feels weird, like, I think I need to make my voice high pitched. Let me see that. Hurry up. This. Hold on. Does it finally recognize my actual voice, bro? Cause like I'm usually sound like weird. It feels weird, like I think I need to make my voice high pitched. Let me see that. Hurry up. This. Does it finally recognize my actual voice, bro? Cause like I'm usually sound like weird. It feels weird, like I have to make sure that it has the audio off. People are probably asking, why do I sound like that? I'm gonna be like, I don't know why I sound like that. Hold up. Why do I sound like, bro? It's so weird. Or, I don't need this open. I don't even need Roblox Studio open anymore. I'm trying to learn how to do this like Prisma 3D and it's not working. Oh.
On the z-axis, S, Y, and it'll scale on the y-axis. So I've shown you the basic ways to manipulate objects in Blender, but this is...
Why did I close that? Hold up. Let me pull it back up. Alright, we're gonna have the stream pulled up. Hopefully people find the stream. If y'all don't know what I'm trying to do with this, basically, I'm trying to make a game. Nobody's watching, so nobody knows.
Not everything, right? You probably are thinking, well, if this is all Blender is, it's not very good. What's the difference between this and Roblox Studio or my game engine or whatever I want to use, right? Well, this is not the whole story, okay? So Blender actually has two main modes. The mode that we are in right now as you're looking at Blender and following along with me is object mode, okay?
Wait, I could just pull this up on my iPad and follow along on Blender. Alright, let's see. I'll let people get into the stream. I'm supporting myself, okay? Everyone needs to support themselves. At some point, let me get my iPad. I'm trying to learn how to 3D model.
Emma had been using my social security number to open credit cards. She destroyed my credit score while building herself a fake empire. But the worst discovery came when I found Dad's hidden camera footage. He'd installed security cameras in his office months before he died. Suspicious that money was missing. The footage showed everything. Mom and Emma going through his files, transferring money, forging documents. Dad had known they were stealing from me, but he died before he could stop them. In one video, I watched Emma laugh as she signed my name on the withdrawal form. He'll never know until it's too late, she told Mom. And if he finds out, Mom asked, well, just tell him Dad approved it. Who's he going to believe? They gaslight me. Dad wanted Emma to have my money. 2 weeks later, I got my money back with interest plus damages, plus the money from Emma's car when they repossessed it. Started at my dream university that fall with a full ride I actually earned. Emma, she got convicted of identity theft and fraud. 18 months in county jail. Mom lost her nursing license when her employer moved out of her. Turns out forging documents isn't just illegal. The best part came 6 months later. I was on the dean's list at my new university when Emma called me. I'm sorry, she whispered. I never meant for it to go this far. Yes, you did. You planned every step. Can you help me get a lawyer? I almost asked. What money, Emma? You spent mine, remember?
One time too. More time for 3D modeling. Yay, I'm not gonna say that. I'm like a nerd. Alright. Hopefully people join the stream. Waiting for people to... I'm gonna pin this. Oh, whoa, this only started like 6 minutes ago. I'm gonna pull up Safari. Oh my gosh. I have a lot of tabs. That's a lot of recently closed tabs. Anybody here? Pause. It is. Nobody's here. 3 idiots try Blender with no experience. That's crazy. I'm gonna keep my headphones open. I'll entertain y'all.
I need iron blocks! I need iron blocks!
Hopefully people can watch the stream.
Object mode is where we can kind of move around objects, add in things that you're going to see up here inside of the outline. But if we want to edit one of these individual objects, we have to go into edit mode. So the way to enter edit mode is to click tab when you have an object selected. And from there, you'll be able to edit the vertices, which are these little dots, right? Points in 3D space, that's what vertices. And you'll also be able to edit the edges and the faces. So I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But you're probably getting very excited at this point because you can see that Blender is very powerful. And there's so many ways that you can use it to create very unique things. And you can experiment with different variables and equations to kind of make a concoction of your own. Blender is just an amazing program, and I can't wait to show you even more. So stick around for the rest of this video so that you can master.
There you go. I found a tutorial about the official Blender. I can go here. Yeah. Mash, 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 mash. I like a mash. Oh, here's sculpt mode. Here's how I can make stuff smooth. Like I can pull out. I can sculpting. Sculpting is so fun. Like I can. These bulge. I can. I can make sculpting in Blender. Cause I wanna Okay, me. Control Z. No. Control Z. Z. At mode. Okay, so I'm gonna make this extra. Is this? Oh, yeah. Creeping. Call it creeping. I say loving. It's the only way for me. Filling out papers, son, anyway. Oh, I want the y-axis to be up, z-axis to be sideways, and then x-axis to be like that. No, wait, x-axis is always up. So it's like that. I want to use sculpting so I can make like feathers, so I can make like hair. I want to make a fish. Oh, it smells, man. Oh, there's meshes.
That's a much larger course on sculpting, and goes into so much more depth into sculpting. So in the course you'll learn all the sculpting basics, like the different brushes, the different tools, and sculpting work. And the course also has some different beginner exercises which you can follow along to get those videos, so that's also a good way to improve your sculpting. Now if you're just getting started with sculpting, that's what I would recommend.
We'll go from sculpting to like.
So I'd highly recommend using a drawing tablet if you're able to. So in this video, I'm going to be using
I can try. I don't have a drawing tablet though. Mother. I might want a drawing tablet to 3D model. Yeah.
Using a drawing tablet is much better for sculpting because you're able to have a much better posture, you're able to make nice smooth strokes with the pen, and most drawing tablets have pen pressure, so you're able to use the pen pressure to make, for instance, the brush size thicker or the brush strong. And if you're interested in purchasing a drawing tablet, then I do have some Amazon links in the description. These are some tablets that I recommend, and these are affiliate links, so if you purchase something through those links, then I'll earn a small commission.
Bro, there's drawing tablets you can buy at Walmart that aren't even that expensive. that shelter, I lie awake thinking about how you did this in January. In your car, alone, while I was sipping cocktails and posting about being blessed. She wiped her eyes. I want you to know that I get it now. And I'm so sorry. Not because I want something from you, just because you deserve to hear it. I nodded. Okay, that's it. Just okay? What do you want me to say? I don't know. That you forgive me? That we can start over? That eventually we can be sisters again? I don't know if we can. I said honestly. 5 years ago, I learned that family is just a word unless people choose to make it mean something. You taught me that when things get hard, I'm on my own. I can't unlearn that. So we're done. Forever? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. But I'm not going to pretend that your apology fixes 5 years of knowing my sister didn't care if I lived or died, as long as her life stayed comfortable. She nodded slowly. That's fair. You should go. You don't want to be late for your first day. It's not until Monday. Then you should go prepare. She turned to leave, then stopped. For what it's worth, you were the strongest person I knew 5 years ago, and I should have told you that instead of judging you. And you're still the strongest person I know now. After she left, I made coffee and sat in my living room, looking at all the space I had. 3 empty guest rooms, a home office I barely used, a basement that was just storage. My phone buzzed. A text from my sister. Thank you for not making this easy. I didn't deserve easy. I deserved exactly what you gave me. I didn't respond. 3 months passed. My sister texted occasionally with updates. She moved from the shelter to a room in someone's basement. She was taking extra shifts. She'd applied for 3 better jobs and got rejected from all of them. She never asked for anything. Never hinted that I should help. Just kept me updated like she was checking in with a distant acquaintance. Then one night she called. I need to tell you something, she said. What? Trevor contacted me. He wants to reconcile. He says leaving was a mistake, that the girl was just a phase, that he wants to work things out. And he offered to pay off my debts. All of them. Get me back on my feet. Let me move back into a house he bought. Not the one we lost, but a new one. He says we can start fresh. What did you say? I told him to go to hell. I sat up straighter. Because here's what I realized while I was lying in that shelter cot, listening to
barking up the wrong tree.
I already done that!
Whatever he says,
He said nothing!
Did he even acknowledge that you were talking to him?
Yeah, he did. I couldn't have friends he didn't approve of. I couldn't even decorate my own house without his permission. She lost. I thought losing everything meant losing my life, but actually, losing everything meant finally being free. For the first time since I married him, I make my own choices. They're small choices. What shift to work, what room to rent, what to eat for dinner, but they're mine. That's good. I said carefully. I called to tell you that I understand now why you built everything about yourself, why you didn't take shortcuts, why you worked those terrible jobs instead of finding some rich boyfriend to solve your problems. It's not just
You understand what that thing that you're looking at is?
long enough to figure that out. I'm a slow learner, she said.
Bad
Always have been.
raw.
We talked for another hour. Really talked. For the first time in 5 years. She told me about the women at the shelter. The ones who all have unexpected friends. The single mother working 3 jobs.
That's the reason why I learned. Because I can just look at the computer screen and use that as something.
They're all just like me, she said. Joining people who got
They're
knocked
gonna
out.
learn
Some
from,
made
you know.
mistakes. Some just had bad luck. But none of them deserved to suffer. And neither did you. No, I agree. I didn't. I wish I'd understood that 5 years ago. Me too. 6 months after that first visit, my sister called with news. She'd been
Somebody left
promoted
some
to
chips in
supervisor.
here.
She was making $50 an hour now.
Hey,
She
you,
moved into a
what's your
studio apartment. Nothing fancy,
That
but
one.
it was hers. I'm taking you to dinner, she said. Nothing expensive, just Olive Garden. But I want to take you out and say thank you. For one, for giving me exactly what I needed, even though it wasn't what I wanted. We met at the Olive Garden on Thursday night. She looked different. Thinner from irregular meals and stress, but somehow healthier. Like she'd shed something toxic along with her comfortable life. I've been thinking, she said over breadsticks. About that night, I called you crying. About what would have happened if you just gave me money. What about it? I would have taken your money, gotten back on my feet, and learned absolutely nothing. I would have gone right back to judging people for being poor, assuming they just needed to work harder. I would have stayed the same terrible person I was. She broke a breadstick in half, but you didn't let me. You made me live through what you lived through, and now I'm different. I sponsor a woman at the shelter. I volunteer serving meals on weekends. I actually understand what it means to struggle, and I'm grateful for that, even though it was hell. You're welcome, I said. Are we okay? I mean, really okay. I thought about that. About 5 years of hurt and anger. About that Honda Civic and those freezing nights. About her photos from Cabo and her comments about tough love. We're getting there, I said finally. But it's going to take time. I have time, she said. I'll wait as long as you need. 1 year after my sister showed up at my door, we had Sunday brunch together. It was her idea.
Why is
She
this one
not because she
acting
had to prove
more
anything, but because she wanted to. She'd been promoted again. She was making $20 an hour now and had started taking online classes for a degree in social work. She wanted to help people like the women she met at the shelter. I've been thinking about having you over to my apartment, she said.
Yeah,
It's
it's
tiny
great,
and the
too.
neighbors are loud, but it's mine. I want you to see it. I like that. I mean it though. It's really small.
This one has
like
a screen.
100 square feet. Your closet is probably bigger. I don't care about the size. She smiled. 5 years ago, I would have been horrified to have you see where I lived. I would have made excuses, but now I'm proud of it. I earned every square foot of that space myself. Good.
It's not over
You should be proud.
$100.
Mom joined us for brunch the next month. It was awkward at first. She sided with my sister 5 years ago and if I want to sculpt, I'm gonna have to practice. He's not gonna go into sculpting mode. I'm gonna go into sculpting mode. So this is like for bulges. This is for bulges. This is for bulges. Let's see. Hopefully Peppy comes online because I'm just waiting for her. There's the notification. Oh, where is it? Oh, sorry, here. I'm doing that. Red. Does anyone come? No. Mom, I already asked Dad about it. I found a different one that isn't a pad, but it's that is the other one.
That's the one that deals with the money stuff.
I know. He's in the toilet. He's in the bathroom right now.
You're gonna have to wait. There's a seal. What am I doing? Rachel, don't forget reviews exist. What? Don't forget reviews. That's on Amazon, man. Well, on literally anything. Don't forget about reviews. I got a job offer, she said, at the shelter where I stayed. They want me to be their new program director. That's perfect for you. It doesn't pay much, less than I make at a private practice or hospital. But it feels right, you know? Going back to help the place that helped me, then you should take it. I am. I start next month. She paused. I also wanted to ask you something. What? The shelter is trying to raise money for renovations. Better showers, more beds, a proper kitchen. Would you be willing to make a donation? I'm not asking for me. I just know they need it. How much do they need? About $200,000 to do everything they want. There's only 8 ones about the money sitting there that I barely thought about anymore. I'll write them a check for the full amount, I said. Her eyes widened. Are you serious? Completely, but on one condition. What? You can't tell them it's from me. Say it's from an anonymous donor. I don't need recognition. Why anonymous? Because this isn't about me feeling good about myself. You don't know how to use it. Learn! It said it had a screen. It doesn't have a screen. It's about. You don't need a screen for everything. You just gotta learn. I went with my sister to see the new facilities. The women staying there had no idea I'd funded it, which was exactly how I wanted it. This is amazing, one woman said to my sister. Real showers with hot water, a kitchen where we can actually cook, beds that don't feel like prison cots. Whoever donated this money is an angel. My sister smiled. They're not an angel. They're just someone who remembers what it's like. 5 years after that freezing January in my Honda Civic. 5 years after my sister refused to help me. 4 years after I refused to help her. My sister told with news. I'm buying a house, she said. Really? It's nothing fancy. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, needs work. But it's mine. Well, it will be mine in 30 years after I pay off the mortgage. That's incredible. I'm proud of you. I want you to come see it before I close. Tell me if you think I'm making a mistake. I drove to the address. I will put the potatoes back in the microwave once I'm done cooking. Okay?
Guys, I'm trying.
Mother, what? I am guarding the potatoes. It will be okay. It's perfect. I said honestly. What?
I'm trying to find the ones with screens. That was nice.
No. For dinner.
Oh my gosh. I got Best Buy, those were like freaking expensive. I don't want like a giant pad, but
Casino Chaos should open with Aries hitting Jacob style.
this is getting. If I. That's kind of different.
Dude, heat up cheese sauce. No. Dip, what are we gonna call it? I mean, oh.
How do I? This the paint? Nobody knows what I see. Nobody knows what I wait for you to call. Oh no. This is how you cut. Ah, that's convenient. Just take rid of the whole shape. Yeah. Oh, this is rendering. How do I set light? Oh, this is hard. I'm going in here completely blind. Vertex paint? What? This is how you paint. Is it? I think this is how you paint the color. Cube. Nobody knows what I see. Nobody knows what I'm waiting. Waiting for you to call. Oh, this is hard. I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody knows what I see. Nobody knows I'm waiting. Here's a color, so I can casually pick this. Like, this is how I pick. Now, how do I pick? Oh, look. Oh, man. I do everything because I don't know what I'm doing. I want a 3D model. I don't want to go through a tedious process.
Rolls around the geometry of the mesh to actually sculpt the mesh. So if I were to try to sculpt with a very low poly object like this cube, I wouldn't be able to sculpt much detail because it's smaller.
Oh wait, I have to make a mesh.
Here, but it doesn't have any vertices in between them. So what I'm going to do is press the A key to select everything in the scene, and I'll hit X, and let's just click it. So I'll now press Shift A for the add menu. Have any vertices in between them. So what I'm going to do is press the A key to select everything in the scene, and I'll hit X, and let's just click it. So I'll now press Shift A for the add menu, and I'm going to go down here to mesh, and I'm just going to add a select everything in the scene, and I'll hit X, and let's just click it. Because it has a vertex here and then another one here, but it doesn't have any vertices in between them. So what I'm going to do is press the A key to select everything in the scene, and I'll hit X, and let's just click it. So I'll now press Shift A for the add menu, and I'm going to go down here to mesh, and I'm just going to add an icosphere, because an icosphere is nice and smooth around, and it's very detailed. So I'll now press Shift A for the add menu, and I'm going to go down here to mesh. A low poly object like this cube wouldn't be able to sculpt much detail because its model is so low poly, because it has a vertex here and then another one here, but it doesn't have any vertices in between them. So what I'm going to do is press the A key to select everything in the scene, and I'll hit X, and let's just click it done. So I'll now press Shift A for the add menu.
This is getting uncomfortable. It's turning my ear. Each morning, yeah, so I get chance. I'm trying to make. I mean. Put this in object mode. Delete. Alright. So. Is it part 5.0.0? Sculpting a blender. So I'm gonna learn about Blender by myself. Alright, how do I model? This is gonna. Alright, let's figure this out.
My mother-in-law smiled and said, "Oops, wrong granddaughter. Sarah deserves a cake more anyway." My daughter ran to her room sobbing. I didn't raise my voice. I made one phone call. 4 hours later, my mother-in-law opened her mailbox and collapsed on the driveway. My mother-in-law looked my crying 9-year-old daughter straight in the eye and said the cruelest words I've ever heard at a child's birthday party. What happened 4 hours later when she opened her mailbox made the entire neighborhood witnessed karma in action. 20 kids watched my daughter's heart break in real time. But by sunset, the whole town would know exactly what kind of grandmother Beatrice Hartley really was. I'm Victoria, and I need to tell you what happened at my daughter Emma's 9th birthday party last Saturday. Emma is my whole world. A freckle-faced little girl who rescues worms from sidewalks and shares her lunch money with kids who forget theirs. My mother-in-law, Beatrice, is 64 years old, drives a Lincoln Town car, and serves on 3 charity boards. She also happens to be the kind of grandmother who keeps score between her grandchildren, like she's running a competition only she knows about. Then there's Meredith, my niece, Beatrix's other granddaughter, 11 years old, straight A's, first violin in the youth orchestra. The child who could do no wrong in Beatrix's eyes, the golden grandchild. Who gets European vacations while Emma gets drugstore toys? But this story isn't really about playing favorites. It's about the moment a grown woman looked at a child's birthday cake and decided to use it as a weapon. It's about how I didn't scream, didn't fight, didn't make a scene. I just made one calculated phone call that brought Beatrix's perfect world crashing down in front of a news crew. A driveway full of neighbors and a little girl who finally understood she was worth fighting for. The birthday cake said, "Happy birthday, Meredith," in purple frosting. My daughter's name is Emma. And when I tell you what Beatrix said next, you'll understand why half the parents at that party recorded what happened 4 hours later. Calling at exactly 3:47 in the afternoon. Emma had been counting down to her 9th birthday for 3 months. She'd made a paper chain with 90 links, tearing one off each morning at breakfast while eating her scrambled eggs. "Mom, only 7 more days until my rainbow unicorn cake," she'd announce, her freckled face glowing with anticipation. She'd drawn pictures of that cake at least 50 times, each version more elaborate than the last, with golden horns and flowing rainbow manes that covered entire sheets of construction paper. My husband Dennis and I had planned everything meticulously. We sent invitations 3 weeks in advance to 20 kids from her 3rd grade class at Riverside Elementary. The backyard was transformed into what Emma called unicorn paradise, with pastel balloons tied to every fence, post, twinkling lights strung between the oak trees, and a homemade pin the horn on the unicorn game. I'd spent 2 days painting. Emma had specifically requested a rainbow unicorn cake from Vitelli's Bakery, a fancy place downtown. That required ordering 3 weeks in advance and a $50 deposit just to reserve your date. Can we afford Vitelli's?
This is getting, like, tough. I don't like this.
Could scroll on our mouth. Everyone, Kevin, Control R, and we could.
press Control R, and we can scroll on our mouse if we want more, but for now, we're just going to click to add that one. Then we can press
I'll reset my Opera.
mouse is selecting. Up next, we have E to extrude. Now guys, this one, I wouldn't recommend grabbing everything at once. This works the best on faces in most cases. Of course, you can do it with lines and vertices as well, but if you press E, you can extrude that face or whatever you're selecting before. Beforehand. Let's do that one more time. Now we can press R to rotate, and this goes based off whatever direction you're looking at your mesh. However, you can
I'm gonna mesh this. So how do I do that? I can't find anything about.
If you've ever wanted to learn how to do things like 3D modeling in a 3D software like Blender, for example, this tutorial is aimed at absolute beginners, by which I mean I'm going to be approaching it from the perspective of somebody that's never even opened up Blender. I'm going to be showing you how to move around, how the basic navigational things work, and the goal of this tutorial is to show you how to get started with modeling your first ever object. In this case, we're going to be modeling this really basic little character here. It's not fancy or posh like some of the other tutorials I've done and modeling techniques on my channel. This one is really going to be kept absolutely basic, very low poly, by which I mean the amount of points and faces and things you're going to be selecting are going to be to an absolute minimal to make it as simple as possible. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to use modifiers in Blender, which are these things over here. So one I'm going to be showing you how to use is a mirror modifier. And this mirror modifier allows you to be modeling on one side and it mirrors over to the other side. And this is something that really saves you a lot of time and it makes for a more consistent, even topology.
I'm not gonna be using mirror modeling. It's gonna be too hard to do. If I use mirror modeling, if I end up using mirror modeling, if I end up having to use it, I'm gonna use it for like body parts. No. I feel like my voice is actually deeper.
And then I'm going to show you how to add a subdivision surface modifier, which is this thing here, which just smooths out your model. We're pretty much going to be starting with a default primitive object. In this case, it's going to be the default cube. And once we've modeled it, we're going to end up with this here. So once again, absolute beginners. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. And this gets you a good start with Blender. So let's get started with this absolute beginners tutorial in Blender.
Do look beyond the finish line. See other real stories at thebattle.com.
Behind this advisor is the power of Vanguard's institutional quality bond funds.
In case you have not already downloaded Blender, I'm just going to quickly touch on it. We're making builds to turn around in your in. You can move your mouse, so rotate, click the middle mouse button, and you can move side to side. So that's with shift. And you can also hold in control if you want, so just hold in control or command on a Mac, your middle mouse button afterwards, and then you can zoom in or out. So super simple commands to use. To make it a little bit easier, I'm just going to hit N on my keyboard. You guys don't have to do this. And I've got an add-on in Blender that I'm using that just allows you guys to see what I'm pressing. So I'm going to just enable that. This is not something that you guys will see in your version of Blender because I've specifically downloaded and installed this as an add-on. But you can now see down here, the keys I'm pressing are now visible to you guys. If I press A or S or D or whatever. So once again, just quickly recapping, we hold in the middle mouse button to turn around. We hold in shift and then the middle mouse button to pan side to side. And we hold in control or command and our middle mouse button to zoom in or out. So once we have that kind of out of the way, how to actually move around in the interface, I'll quickly show you what we have in a default scene. So in a default scene, if I'm moving around here with the middle mouse button, you can see we have a camera. So if you just left click, you can select the camera. Or if you left click on the cube here, you can select that. Or if you left click on this object here, that's your lamp or your light. And that's what's going to eventually, we're not going to be talking about that today, but that's what will light your scene if you were to do a render. Select that. Or if you left click on this object here, that's your lamp or your light.
What's the light? Oh, it's right there. So that's...
And that's what's going to eventually, we're not going to be talking about that today, but that's what will light your scene if you were to do a render. So for now, the only thing we're going to be interested is this default primitive here, which is just the default cube. Now, if you, for example, wanted to start with any other kind of primitive to model it, you could just go Shift A. So if you hit Shift A in Blender, that's what brings up your add menu. So usually when you're going to do modeling, the thing we're always going to be starting with are our meshes. These are the actual pieces of geometry in the 3D software that you can manipulate and extrude and move around. So in this case, you can see there's the default cube. Here's just a simple plane. Here's a circle. Here's a UV sphere. It's all...
I'm gonna need a cylinder, bro. I just want that cylinder, bro. I'm gonna need that cylinder.
Just like play school level stuff, like little shapes you would have learned about in kindergarten. So let's just not worry about that because we already have the default cube. And if we want to work in Blender, we have usually a front view. So if you have a number pad on your keyboard, you can hit 1 and that'll take you into the front orthographic view. If you hit 3, that'll take you into the right orthographic view. If you hit 7, it'll take you to the top orthographic view. Now, if you have a laptop and you don't have a number pad, you can go to...
These are keyboarding to things! So if I wanna, I could go to 3, it cocks the gun. Oh, that's funny.
Go to Edit. You can go over to Preferences. And you can go over here to Inputs, and you can go to Emulate Number Pad. So if you don't have a number pad and you just have the basic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on the top of your keyboard, you can press Emulate Number Pad, go to View, so up here in Viewport shortcut. So for example, 1, we're going to want to hit right up here, go into the way you know it's selected, you can see it has it's again front orthographic. You can see right up here it says front orthographic. And once again, you can just go here to Viewport and go into the front. if number pad didn't work for you. And we're going to now select the default cube. And the way you know it's selected, you can see it has this orange outline. So if I quickly deselect it, you can see there's no orange outline, but if I click on it, I can see it's an orange outline, so I know it's what we call active. And I can also look up here in my scene collections, and I can see under this collection, here's my cube, and the cube is highlighted. It's got this blue bar around it, so I know it is an active element in my... But if I click on it, I can see it's an orange outline, so I know it's what we call active. And I can also look up here in my scene collections, and I can see under this collection, here's my cube, and the cube is highlighted. It's got this blue bar around it, so I know it is an active element in my scene. So it's not my light, it's not my camera, but it's the cube itself that is selected. Now, we're currently in what we call object mode in Blender, so that's this mode up here. Right, in object mode we can see objects, we can also move them around and rotate them, but what we want to do today is we actually want to edit the geometry itself, the mesh, and to do that with this cube active we need to actually go up to object mode and go into our edit mode. There are other things you can do in object mode. For example, if you hit the G key you can move, if you hit the R key you can rotate, if you hit the R key twice you can rotate on all axes like this, but if you also hit S, you can scale. So that's super useful, but we're not going to be focusing on that today. We're going to actually be getting into the edit mode. So let's go over to our edit mode with the cube active. And what we can see here is all of these points here, which we call vertices. Right? If it's a single vertex, we call it a vertex. Okay. So what we're going to do now is you can click on any one of these verts here, and you can see they become active.
Oh, there's no
You can also see up here we're currently in vertex select mode, which means if we have that enabled, we can select a vertex. If we then want to select one of these edges, we can click on the edge select mode, and then we can click on edges. So if I click on this edge or this edge, you can see we are able to select them. Then we have this thing here called face select mode, which enables us to, as the name implies, we can select individual faces. So I'm selecting this face. Now I can select this face. So what we're going to be doing in this tutorial, we'll be going in between these little modes often. So let's start by just practicing some selection. So with the face select enabled, if you want to select more than one face at a time, right? So for example, I want to select both of these. What you can do is you can click on the face first, like this one for example, and if you hold in shift, you can click on the second face and then the third face. And then you can hold your middle mouse button, you can still move around. Then just hold in shift again and you can keep selecting faces, and holding in shift will allow you to select multiple faces. If I let go of shift and then I click on another face, all of a sudden it just selects that face. So that's how you do multiple face selections. The exact same thing goes with edges. If I select one edge and then I hold in shift, I can select another one, hold in shift, I can select the third one, and so on. And the exact same thing applies to the vertices.